All right. What's going on, people? What is going on, man? You are tuning in to the Heavy Hitters Tuesday today. Like you said, we switched it up this week. Like you said, I'm your host, Six Man K Styles, coming through on the ones and twos. To my stage right over here, you see the formation's a little bit different. We got Senator Palpatine, aka Mad Mike Sports, in the building.
Rise.
Okay, okay. All rise. And to my stage left, as you already know, we got the minister himself, Mr. Jew Talk Sports, is in the
Are
building.
you sure he's the minister today? Because last week he wasn't. You good, Jim?
Oh
Yeah,
no, no. Oh no. We gotta change it to Bruce Banner. Okay, Bruce Banner most likely.
yeah, we
Bruce
gonna hold
Banner in the building over here.
the fire and brimstone. Yeah, what's going on, fellas? Happy holidays.
Okay. We all there to everybody. Like you said, and down below us, we got the Don in the building.
It's showtime, folks.
Yes, sir. And um, we got a special guest today on the show, man. I'm looking at this chat right now, and I'm seeing quite a bit of people. I'm saying you already got the bat signal up, man. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? Glad to be here with you guys. Shane Marsaw, I'm from TTNL Network. My partner and I started this venture back in 2020. We worked with other people over the years, but decided to break free and created the Tape Never Lies Network. As you guys know, as football fans, well, the tape can lie in some situations, depending on the way that the person is looking at it. But at the end of the day, it's the tape that matters and tells the whole story. So that's kind of what we're based on. That's what we do. We don't rely on narratives. We rely on tape more than anything. And we break it all down and we keep it real honest and upfront. And some people don't want to hear that and some people don't like it, but we don't really give a shit. And we talk the truth and talk football.
Oh shit! Oh, you fit right in. I'm like,
All
damn.
right.
The narrative, like, man, that man say everything. Hey, man, you want $5? You want $10?
That's right.
Damn. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I could do something real quick. I want to see if I could do something. Go ahead, K Style. I just want to see something.
I know you ain't about to do. I know you ain't about to do what I think about doing, man. Because if you know what, that's some BS right there. But I asked you for 50 cents earlier. You can't send that to me. How dare you? But anyway, all right, man. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to the people, man. Like you said, shout out to Sherman Wood. We got Cody Hahn, Gemini Man. We got Ron D. Ambrosio, Richard Gordon, Georgia, Texas boy. Tell
TTNL's
Sports
going
Gaming.
deep in this chat. I love it.
I see. Jeremy Anastasi, A137 Sauce Ceiling Fan, D. Coleman, John St. Clair, Dre Harrison. Got Bears and Cigars. Sonia Howard, Jeremy. Okay, I said Jeremy already. We got E90, M3 Zach. RTPJ, hey, what's going on, mama? We got EJ, Wayne Bender, Bubba Gunk, Dreddy, Jamari Riddick. And of course, we got Mad Mike Sports with the $5 super chat.
I put 5 on it. All right, I put 5 on it. That's all. That's all I want to do.
I put 5 on it. All right, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in. So I see TTNL is coming in here heavy. We got Atlanta heavy hitters family in here heavy today. So this should be a good one. So how we gonna kick this show off, man? Hey, let us know from your perspective. How do you feel about the Chicago Bears season so far, man? What is your honest thoughts about what you have seen?
Well, it's been a tough, having the number one pick and then making the massive trade down with Carolina. I think it obviously ramped up expectations, bringing in a legit threat like DJ Moore that I don't think really league wide gets enough respect. I don't think he did while he was in Carolina, and I still don't think he does now in Chicago. But Eberflus year 2, you were expecting to see. Let's be honest. Last year, the the Bears clearly tanked. A lot of people don't like to admit it, but that's what they did. It worked out well for them at the end, getting the number one pick. But overall, I'm not a Matt Eberflus fan. I'm not a fan of the staff that he has put together. And week after week, we seemingly see the little things week after week, especially on offense, that continue to arise. The Bears have had 2 coaches removed for HR violations. So that's another strike against the head coach, guys that he has hired, obviously. But since the defensive coordinator was removed from the staff, Matt Eberflus took over as DC, and the Bears defense has started to take off. You guys were a team that were involved in the Montez Sweat sweepstakes. The Bears ended up acquiring him, signing him to the long-term 4-year, $98 million deal. And it coincides with the Bears defense taking off. It coincides with that acquisition. He's opened up a lot of things for a lot of the youth on the Bears defensive side of the ball. Tremaine Edmonds, big money signing in the offseason, has started to play the way that he's expected to play. And the secondary that they've invested in the draft heavily, another year together with those guys, is obviously paying off for them. But we all know it all starts up front. The Bears got a young guy like Gervon Dexter from the University of Florida. Started out really, really slow, but is really beginning to make his mark on the interior of the Bears defensive line. Not sure if you guys are huge college football fans, but if you are down in SEC country, I'm sure you know who Gervon Dexter is.
Actually, Gervon Dexter was one of my favorite guys coming out of the draft.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's since Sweat has been added to this line, his pressure rate is amongst the league leaders in the interior part of the defensive line. So, and he's still very, very young. He's younger than Jalen Carter, even. So he's starting to come into his own. But as we know, as Chicago Bears fans, the defense is never too far away. That's something we can always rely on. It always comes back to quarterback play. It always comes back to the offense. And it just has not been good enough. Justin Fields is one of the most electric runners in the NFL. He's got an amazing arm. But, and this is a big part of it, the slow progressions, it's been an issue even when he was at Ohio State. One of the biggest negatives was if he could just process just a little bit quicker. When we break it down on tape, when you're seeing guys that are open, if he wouldn't hitch, if he would just rip it, guys are open. But he's relying on his athleticism a lot to make plays, and that's a special part of it. But as we know, that can only get you so far. You have to be able to throw the rock in the NFL today, and you have to be consistent at it. And the Bears just aren't right now. Now, a lot of that's a very layered situation. Luke Getsy is probably going to only be employed by the Bears for another 2 weeks. That's the offensive coordinator. And
I agree.
Yep. There's, the Bears offensive line has been banged up and guys in and out. So there's a lot of blame to go around. But not to go too far down the rabbit hole, kind of where I am. The Bears are playing with house money because if the season ended today, they're drafting number 1 overall through Carolina. So part of that comes in having to make the financial decision on Justin Fields. If you want to pick up his 5th-year option, which is due May 2nd, 2024, you're going to guarantee him about $25 million for May or for the 2025 season. But that's got to be picked up this May, and that's right after the draft. And if you're drafting number 1, I know a lot of people don't agree with me. To me, Caleb Williams is far and away QB1 in this draft for me. It's not close. And if you can get a cost-controlled quarterback for the next 4 years, that lets you fill in some holes along your line, along your team the entire way. But you also have the added option of trading down again. Now with me, it's Caleb Williams or Justin Fields. If I'm moving off of Justin, it's going to be for Caleb, and it's not going to be for anybody else in this draft.
So your thoughts on Justin Fields? So you are you saying that you would rather get Caleb Williams over Justin Fields?
Oh yeah, right now, yeah. If you're drafting number 1, if I'm running the show in Chicago, you have to make the move to Caleb Williams. It's financially it makes sense, and overall, guys, this isn't anything against Justin. You're not going to find a harder worker. You're not going to find a better team leader. It's just the same issues that Justin has had coming out of Ohio State are the same issues that he continues to have. And but it's not all on him. You can blame coaches. That can go so far, but as much as I disagree with Luke Getsy and his offense in Chicago, when I can look at the tape and I can see open wide receivers, well, that offensive coordinator drew up that play.
Man, Mike has been saying this for how many years has Man Mike been saying this? I'm sorry. I got to rant, y'all.
Hey, Mike,
I love you, okay? I should put another 5 on it because, brother, I think I've been, oh, Lord Jesus, hallelujah. I've been saying that for quite some time. I'm going to shut up, though. I'm not going to say another word.
Hold on. I know you want to get your rant on right quick, but let me
I just want to praise the Lord. That's all. I praise the Lord, and I'm good from this point on.
Hey, look, I want to get these super chats out the way, man. Got Corey Franklin with the 20 spot. Said TTNL is 100 on fire. It's a great show, and if you're sensitive, don't enter the chat. Looking forward to the show tonight.
Sounds like us, man. Look. I told you I worked with a Bears fan on Saturday, TJ Pollen, and you guys look, man. You Bears, the journalists, the creators, all y'all keep it real, man. I love it. I'm a huge Bears. I wouldn't say fan, but I love their style of play.
Right. Oh, yeah. Hey, look, and also Jeremy Anastasi with the 1999 super chat said TTNL and the smartest man in the dirty South. Much respect, hitters. All right, we definitely appreciate that, man. So let's go ahead and get right into these keys tonight, man. So like I said, this is the part of the show. Like I said, everybody give their takes on how their team should win. We let the fans. Well, I don't like calling them fans. We let the people in the chat give us some keys as well as too. And like I said, we make the discussion on it. So, Jude, we're gonna let you run point on this one, man. So, what is your key? What is your key for the Atlanta Falcons against the Chicago Bears? And then we're gonna let Watson go right after you.
Okay, so as you guys know, the Bears are like my second team, even though you guys know Chicago is where I'm from. My family is all Chicago Bears fans. So as Mike was saying, I'm not a fan of the Chicago Bears, but I'm kind of indoctrinated because my family all Chicago everything. Chicago Bulls, Chicago Bears, South side of Chicago is where my people are from. So got family on the west side of Chicago, south side of Chicago. So yeah. But with that being said, my key for this game is going to be stopping Justin Fields in his legs. He talked about it. What has bitten the Falcons in the behind this season with these mobile quarterbacks? We literally lost 2 games in a row because we couldn't stop mobile quarterbacks when it really mattered. The Minnesota Vikings game, Joshua Dobbs scrambles out on 4th down. Bud Dupree has him wrapped up or thought he had him wrapped up on 4th down. He scrambles out and get a big 1st down. The game against the Cardinals, we're chasing after Kyler Murray. He's behind the line of scrimmage, probably 10 to 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Guys lose contain. He scrambles out, big scramble. They come back and win that football game. So in this game, we have to stay in our rush lanes. Do not run past Justin Fields. You at some point, you just got to just stop. Don't even chase him. He's like a rabbit running around in the backfield. He's going to run back to you eventually. If everybody just stays put, it's almost like a fence, If everybody just stays put, stay in their rush lanes, don't allow Justin Fields to beat you, because in this game last week, I seen a couple scrambles by Gardner Minshew. He had like a 25-yard run. But in this game, Fields can beat you with his legs. Some of these games we played against quarterbacks where it's like, okay, they'll scramble out and get 10, 15 yards, but it's not going to kill you. Justin Fields is one of those guys. He's almost like a running back. When he breaks the pocket, I've seen him scramble for 50 yards. So in this game, especially on third down, you cannot allow Justin Fields to use his legs. You want to keep him in the pocket. You do not want to run past him, because when you run past him, that's when you open up those running lanes for him to take off. And he's a guy that he's going to look at that first read. If it's not there, he's going to take off and use his athleticism, as he was saying. So in this game, the most important thing in this game is do not allow Justin Fields to use his legs. You want him to beat us with his arm. And we know that we have one of the better secondaries as far as Jesse Bates. He's licking his chops right now with those 6 picks, looking to get his 7th pick, because he knows Justin Fields is going to throw him the ball a couple times in this game and throw that ball in harm's way. So in this game, I'm going to force Justin Fields to beat me. I'm not, and that's with his arm. I'm not going to allow him to rush for over 100 yards in this game. I'm not going to allow him to make the big play in this game with his legs. I'm going to force him to throw that football in tight windows. And we've seen that this Falcons defense, we're one of the best teams as far as stopping the run and as far as stopping guys in the red zone, being that bend but don't break. Last week, I believe they said that was the first rushing touchdown for a running back all season, which was Jonathan Taylor. So in this game, you want to stop that Bears rushing attack, but mainly Justin Fields, because he's the guy that will make the big play with his legs. So whatever you do not get out of your rush lanes. Do not get caught up in, I'm going to chase him around. If he gets to start running around, everybody stay put. He going to run back to you eventually. And usually he's going to put that football in harm's way if you make him put it in the air.
Okay. What you think? What you think is the biggest key for Chicago to win this game, man? Oh, the floor is yours, man.
I think if you're worried about Josh Dobbs making plays with his feet, I think you guys are in trouble facing this guy, Justin Fields. It's going to be a different thing, and you shouldn't be so worried about him just running around and like a rabbit in the backfield. He just goes. You know what I mean? Justin Fields gets upfield, and it's not that he's a one read and go guy. A lot of the Bears offense are going to be, I think that they should do it more. Obviously, with Justin have the design quarterback runs, but he is a different cat. We just played Arizona, and Arizona's DC was in Philly last year, and if you go back and then watch that tape, Justin made one of the best runs by a quarterback that I've ever seen. They ended up calling him out about the 15-yard line, but it was just one of those great runs. Chicago, they have to stay. Luke Getsy, the Bears offensive coordinator, refuses to keep it simple. He gets in his own way. When it's 3rd and 1, that's a good thing for Atlanta. I'll tell you right now. Chicago in short yardage, even with Justin Fields, they won't quarterback sneak it. They won't tush push it all the time. They may snap the ball to their tight end, and it makes everybody crazy. He rather than just keeping things simple, he overthinks the situation. So short yardage, that's going to be a benefit to Atlanta until Chicago can prove that they do it. It's going to come down to, Justin, like you said, he's going to have to make some plays in the passing game. He definitely has the ability to. Now, what is going to be benefit for you guys, DJ Moore banged up again this past week, didn't do too much. Cole Kmet had 107 yards receiving in the first half, didn't play the second half. He's banged up, looking like he's probably going to come back. I think DJ will play too. The Bears got Khalil Herbert back. He had 112 yards rushing yesterday. He's finally healthy. So that, they have a stable of people that can run. And then like I said, you add Justin Fields' ability on top of it. But like the guy, Jew Talk before me said, the Bears went down the field, had a chance to really put their foot on the Cardinals' throats, and Justin threw a pick in the end zone. He was off balance, the Khalil Herbert was wide open. Again, he was slow on the progression. If he just a little bit quicker releasing the ball, believing in himself, believing in the route that's being run, it's an easy touchdown. But that's kind of where we're at in year 3. If the Bears can run the football and Getsy can get out of his own way, I really like this Bears defense. There's a lot to like there. A lot of young guys. Eddie Jackson in the secondary, probably
Oh, we
playing.
hate his goods. We hate his goods. He what he did to Kyle Pitts. We hate his goods.
Well, most Bears fans do now at this point too, because Eddie's just about cooked. This is going to be his last couple of games in Chicago. He'll end up being a cap cut, but he's the solid vet back there with a bunch of second year guys, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, third year, and it's just in Tyreek Stevenson, the rookie from Miami. All of these guys are making plays, and Montez Sweat, and like I said, Jervon Dexter, Justin Jones in front of them, all contributing. This Bears defense has been playing amongst the best defense, right up there with the best defenses in the NFL. So I think that they're going to make some noise that way on defense. And one thing that I did want to ask you guys is, how do you guys feel about getting your team outside in colder weather? Because that's always a factor. Is that something that you guys are confident in?
Man, we done played in hurricane weather before. We'll be all right.
Are you talking like a fan, or are you just
this is a physical team. This is a physical defense. The one thing about this, and this is probably my key, sorry, done, but I like the physicality of our linebackers, and I think that's the thing with Justin Fields, that he has to be smart with the way that he runs, because Nate Landman has been a pleasant surprise. I mean, an absolute surprise. He's playing out of his freaking mind despite having a knee injury. But Caden Ellis, Nate Landman, their physicality at linebacker sets this. It puts this team in another dimension that we haven't had in quite some time, since the days of Jesse Tuggle. Our linebackers. They've been athletic, as you know, with Deion Jones, Devondre Campbell, those types of guys. They've been, speed guys. But this linebacking core is physical. They will hurt you and they will hit you. Okay, and that's the thing with Justin Fields. If he comes in like he did last game against the Atlanta Falcons, he's gonna leave out on a stretcher again. I can guarantee you that. And that's the thing with Arthur as well. So as far as my key is concerned, it's punish and make sure that Justin Fields feels every hit. All right. I don't care if it's a penalty. He has to know that it's like, all right, yeah, we know you can run, but you're gonna think twice about it. So tackling him, the physicality, and making sure that he knows that he has to pass the ball in order to win this game. Because the last thing you want to do with Justin Fields is have him get confident, especially in his arm. With this secondary, I think, with his inability to consistently display that he can go through his routes, his progressions properly, I don't think the Bears have a chance to, especially the way that Jesse Bates has been playing. I think that's a nightmare for a guy like Justin Fields with Jesse Bates out there. But Jesse, he has to tackle well. That's the Falcons have to tackle well with him.
All right, let me get this $5 super chat out the way. Dre Harrison with the $5 super chat said Justin Fields is essentially a less talented Cam Newton. He can run and pass adequately. What do y'all feel about that comment right there? Less talented.
I don't agree. I think he's more talented than Cam Newton, to be honest. The thing is, with Fields is what he stated earlier. What I stated earlier is that his progressions, he hasn't learned how to go through his progressions properly. And I said that even before he came out of Georgia before he even went to Ohio State. I thought that was the worst decision in his career because at Georgia he would have gotten those skills, even if it meant him staying on the bench and learning a couple years. He needed that, so that was the worst move for him going to Athletic U, to get to bypass all that. I mean, he would have been the number one overall pick had he, stayed at Georgia, in my opinion, because he would have had the necessary skills to be able to be,
I do laugh at this man saying he talking.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just laughing at this man. We just call him Athletic U, aka.
That's
Am
what
I
I'm
lying?
saying.
Am I lying?
That's what it is. They don't teach you football there. They don't. But my take, man, I'm not even worried about Justin Fields because guess what? We have his kryptonite on our coaching staff. We have Jerry Gray, and Jerry Gray has never lost to Justin Fields as a secondary coach when he was in Green Bay. And I think, as far as our defense go, our defense is going to show up, and for us this week. However, it's just about can Taylor Heineke, can he actually be consistent enough and go out here and do what he did again this week against Chicago? So,
yeah. I mean, essentially, what this game is going to come down to, like y'all said earlier, is going to be who's going to be the most physical team in this kind of weather game like this. My new motto over here is $1 hour, $1. Falcons have to play $1, 1 hour football. For those that don't know what that means, that's 60 minutes and 4 quarters.
Yeah, that's been a problem in Chicago. They can come out and play 3.5 quarters of really, really good football, but they've had 3 historic losses this year with meltdowns at the end of the fourth quarter, and that's not just a Justin Fields issue. Again, it's them going really, really vanilla on defense, getting timid on defense with some of their defensive calls, facing a 9 and 10 man box and just ramming their head into it no matter what. When you have a weapon like Justin Fields that can make plays down the field, so we'll see how it goes. They've had a couple of close games. They should have beat Cleveland. They gave that one away. They gave the Denver game away, and I think that's probably why this coaching staff is going to be on the firing line. But yeah, I'm not going to overlook the weather. That's something that I think is always a factor for teams coming to Chicago. It's supposed to be like a high of 36. Arizona came in this past week, but it's been uncommonly warm here. I think it was like 54 degrees or something like that at kickoff. But we'll see how it goes. But the best part about the Bears team right now is their defense, and they're making plays. They're making plays all over the field. So it's going to be, like you said, end of the day, it comes down to quarterbacks making plays. And who are you going to believe in to make a play? Are you going to believe in Justin Fields more? Or are you going to, the Atlanta quarterback? So it's going to be interesting because he does have the ability to make some plays himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, you brought that up too about your team, about y'all are not a good second half team. And however, on the flip side of that, we are a good second half team.
Well, not at second half. No, I'm talking second half of the fourth quarter is where we're bad.
I know four quarters, y'all just forget how to play football for some reason. But like I said, Brad, when we after halftime, we make the adjustments we need to make. Sometimes sometimes it's too late, but we still make those adjustments. So
yeah, and that's coaching 100%. And that's a benefit of having a good coaching staff where they can make adjustments on the fly. And the Bears have done some of that, but Matt Eberflus returns to his roots a lot of times as a defensive guy, and he wants to rely on we're gonna get pressure with our front four, and we're gonna run the football. Well, sometimes you have to You have to get away from that a little bit, and you have to realize that you have a guy that can make a play downfield in DJ Moore. Darnell Mooney isn't the Darnell Mooney that he has shown previously, but he's a guy that has the ability to get downfield. Tyler Scott can get downfield. Cole Kmet's having a hell of a season that nobody talks about.
Mm-hmm.
Still very, very young. I mean, he had 107 yards in the first half of the game. But one thing that I do want to ask you guys too is you talking about coaching staffs and, you know, giving your coaches credit. How do you feel about the use of Pitts and the use of Bijan Robinson? Because I have a couple of fans that are, or a couple of buddies that are Atlanta Falcons fans, and early on in the season, they're about ready to lose their minds. They're like, you know, you draft Bijan Robinson so high, and some games you want to see this dude with his tongue dragging on the field. You know what I mean? Before you take him off.
I'll take the Kyle Pitts one because I know I know Jew is chomping at the bits. I'm gonna be real about, but Kyle Pitts, he's one of the most physically gifted players that we've seen in quite some time. I'm talking about Tony Gonzalez, and the thing with him is Florida really didn't do him any justice. It's almost like, you know, Justin Fields. He didn't learn the basics of learning how to be a pass catcher. I mean, receiver. He wasn't very good running routes at Florida. He still isn't very good at running routes, and the thing is, he's the type of player that needs to be motivated. So what that means is he needs a veteran quarterback to think for him. Kyle, do this. Kyle, do this. Do that. That's the type of player. He has all the tools, but when a quarterback or a coach, a young coach, isn't as aggressive, then he kind of lose his confidence in the course of the game, and that's what we've seen. He's not a very good route runner. I'm just like he's super athletic, but he's not. I think he's a lazy bum when it comes down to I get it all the time when I talk about Kyle Pitts. He's a lazy freaking bum when it comes down to running routes, but he's a phenomenal athlete, and he just it's like me talking about Justin Fields. Everybody think I hate Justin Fields, but I don't. I just don't think he wants to be a great quarterback, and that's the thing with Kyle Pitts. I don't think he wants to be a great tight end. I think he's relying way too much on his physical gifts.
Yeah, I mean, I see that, and I think Justin definitely wants to be a big time quarterback. I mean, you're not going to find a harder worker. Like what you're saying about Kyle Pitts is, we have none of those worries with Justin Fields here. It's just that, like I said, the same issues that if you were breaking down film of him at Ohio State, it was always just if we can get that progression just a tick quicker. You know, he's out. You know, you guys have probably seen him. He's got the, you know, how he's got the elbow with his release, and that slows it down.
Okay.
Oh yeah. When I got called stupid when I say he had the Byron Leftwich release. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, you make it to the league, and we've had quarterback guys on there that said that they wouldn't touch that. It got him to the league. And Justin's thing is, even like the speed of his dropbacks, he gets lazy with. And when you're a guy that's not going through your progressions as quick as you should be, when you have this and then you're dropping your slow back, you're slow in your drop back, you know, those tenths of a second keep on adding up, and you'll miss a guy that's NFL open. Or, you know, he had his first third down pass to Cole Kmet this past week. Cole Kmet was wide open for the first down. Justin got it to him late. And it's those little things. You're quicker in your drop back, boom, pitch, catch, first down. But, you know, that's kind of where we're at. And I know people in the chat, or maybe you guys think that this has nothing to do with talent with Justin Fields. Like I said, end of the day, it's a timing situation that sucks when you're talking about Justin, because of the 5th-year option decision that has to be made up, and you're playing with house money because you have the number 1 pick in the draft at your disposal that you know, not officially yet, but it's looking pretty good that they're going to end up drafting number 1 with Carolina. But not a lot of teams have that benefit. You know, This time of the year, if there's a couple of games left, they're going to be trying to tank to secure that. The Bears don't have to do that. They can go out there and still try to play winning football and rely on Carolina to keep on losing.
Y'all still got two. Y'all still got child first round pick too. So
yeah. All right. Yeah. Right now, if the draft was today, the Bears would be drafting number 1 and number 8. So yeah, that's the thing. And if you're going to be, we have it all broke down on our side, guys. And like I said, the guarantee, even the 25 million guarantee that you'd be talking about in May of 2024 for Justin, the 25 million isn't so bad. But at that point, let's just say that you trade down and get multiple picks and you're going to move forward with Justin Fields. Well, his big money is going to come due in 2026 and beyond, where you're talking 45, 50, 55 million dollars a season, because that's where the market's at. Well, then you're talking about a guy like DJ Moore that's going to become due that year. Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, all of these guys are going to have their deals up that are going to be coming the same year. TJ Edwards, another big time player for the Bears on defense, playing.
Did y'all give Cole committed a contract?
Yeah, he's extended. Yep.
Okay, I know he was drafted in 2020.
Yep. So yeah, they extended him. That was the first one that Ryan Poles did back before the season started. But honestly, as good as Justin is, super, super talented guy, work ethic, awesome, great leader. End of the day, it's coming down to the financials. And do you want to be secure with 4 years of a rookie quarterback, or do you want to commit 45 to 50 million a year to Justin Fields when you know what his warts are? And is he going to fix his progressions in year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7? Is that going to change? I'd be willing to bet in year 5, year 6, year 7, if I'm back on your show and he's an Atlanta Falcon, you guys are going to say to me, fuck, if he could just be a little bit quicker with his progression, he would be fantastic.
You're talking we are the people that have been watching film with him for quite some time. Yeah. We focus on the film and we look at the stats and we put it together. All right. We just rely on one particular thing. So everything that you're saying right now is everything we've already stated.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, it's such a divisive topic in Chicago with Bears fans, with Justin. I mean, my buddy and I, Phil Atoshin, Draft Dr. Phil, we do multiple shows every week and we break this down, and we'll get people in our chat and they'll say to us, you guys don't like Justin because y'all are racist. And I'm we just told you that if we're moving off Justin, we're drafting Caleb Williams. So what the fuck does that even mean? I mean,
we get called coon. I know that.
Why does all this sound so familiar right now?
We get called.
You sounding real familiar right now.
We hate black people. I'm like, we're black.
But it is what it is, and it's like I said. If they're gonna, I think that the Bears know. I know there's a contingency of Bears fans out there that are like, oh, if you can just put it together for these next, and it's not just a Justin thing, but they're saying if Justin can ball out the next 2 games, listen, guys, I think that the decision has been made by the Bears power group. They have a new team president. And don't forget, the guy that drafted Justin Fields is in your front office. So that's something to remember in Ryan Pace. He's the general manager, yeah. So
but the thing is, he ain't running the show. So.
Oh no! But you guys got an awful lot of former Bears that have been on that roster for the past.
I know, and we also got Dave Ragone too. So,
but so let me.
You ain't got nothing to say about Dave Ragone, do you?
Yeah, well, Dave Ragone was a Matt Nagy guy, and yeah, we weren't fans of Matt Nagy here at all, and I think you can see that Patty Mahomes may not be a huge fan of him being the OC there in KC, but now are you guys all on board? It sounds like maybe it won't be.
Answer this. Jude, answer this. Please answer this, Jude.
So do you guys want to be involved? Because he's, the Bears are going to, if they decide that they're going to draft Caleb Williams or whatever direction they go, they're going to be trading Justin Fields, and there's going to be a market for him. it's not just going to be an Atlanta Falcons thing. There's
Every
going to be
year is something. If it wasn't Deshaun Watson in 2022, then this past season it was Lamar Jackson, and then this offseason is gonna be Justin Fields again. But man, we literally it's been a carousel with Justin Fields conversation here in Atlanta since 2021 with the draft, and we was picking 4 overall.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans wanted Justin Fields, and we were like, it didn't really make sense at the time to draft the Justin Fields, and you still had Matt Ryan, who's still playing, good in his career at that time. And the front office that we got in Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. They pretty much, if you listen to their interviews and stuff, they weren't going quarterback at 4. So now, full circle again with this conversation, and it seems like you were saying that the Bears may not bring him back, so he might end up hitting the market. And now it's going to be a lot of talk of, well, the Falcons should bring in Justin Fields. I don't think so, because the thing is, we still have the same front office here in 2021 that went against the grain and not drafting a Justin Fields. So why would we sign him to a long-term deal if we didn't draft him? You get what I'm saying, right? It won't make any sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just saying, I think that there's going to be a market for him, and I think it's just easy, as an outsider looking in. I think people look at at the situation with him being from there, and I think a lot of people get excited about young quarterbacks, and everybody thinks that they can fix what needs to be fixed for sure. But no, I just didn't know if you guys were all in unison here and not wanting to make the move for him, or not wanting to make a trade offer for him, or what the deal was.
I just wouldn't do it. But the guy, just looking at his stats for the past few years, like, I would, not saying that I want this guy like a Kirk Cousins, because no, I don't want Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. But if it's an option between, if the Falcons decide that they want to hit the market for a quarterback instead of going in the draft, I would really get somebody whose stats has been consistently good the past few years versus somebody who's just been meh or worse. Because we don't have a track record here of developing quarterbacks. Like, Arthur Smith is not a quarterback developer.
Is he going to be here next year?
It depends on. I'm gonna be honest with you. It depends on these next couple of games. If we can somehow manage and make the playoffs, or have a fighting chance to make the playoffs the last game, I feel like he'll still be here.
Yeah, I don't think the players necessarily quit on him. The players are kind of still behind him right now.
Right.
So that kind of plays a big part in him possibly still being here next year.
Absolutely.
But Carrie, you got a couple super chats here, and Carrie Franklin here with the $10 super chat said the Bears will win with Justin Fields this week and the final week in Green Bay. And we got another one here. John St. Clair with the $1.99 super chat said Atlanta will freeze over before Justin gets here. But kind of going off of what Don's saying, and like I said, it's a very it's a very tricky financial situation even for us as well, because we also have to look at it from our standpoint too. Is Chris Lindstrom's deal goes into effect next year?
Yep.
So, like you said the $25 million 5th-year option has to go in next year as well. So you
have to make that choice, but it's May 2nd, 2024. So it's literally right after the draft.
Right.
So if you see Justin traded, it's probably going to be before the league year starts, would be, the new league year kicks in. So and at that point, if the Bears trade him, they're definitely going quarterback.
Right. And like you say, even if you do make that deal, like you say, you have to think about the draft compensation too. You got this, from what I'm hearing, they saying it's like a second, a third, a sixth, and a fourth.
Yeah,
the next year.
Darnold deal is what they're comping. They got a 2, a 4, and a 6 out there. I could see it. Maybe it'd be a 2 and a player, but I definitely think there's going to be a second round pick involved minimally.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then, like you said, especially coming after that 5th-year option, see now you're putting yourself in a predicament because now you have to make a decision. Is this going to be my long-term answer? Or is
Well,
this going to be a 1-year
here's
rental?
the difference for you guys, though, is you don't have the number 1 pick. Because so that the Bears are forced to have to make that decision where if you guys went out and let's just say you traded a 2nd-round draft pick for Justin Fields and you picked up his 5th-year option. So you essentially have him for like 2 years and $31 million. You know, you'd have his 1 year of his rookie deal and then the 5th-year option. So you have to look at it this way. The way that the Bears are forced into having to make the decision earlier is because they got Carolina's 1st-round pick, which happens to be number 1 overall. So that's the biggest thing. And you got to have consistent quarterback play from whomever is there. And end of the day, finances always play a big part of it.
Right. And we got Gun Geek with a $1.99 super chat said, Bears up. We're not trading our quarterback. Like you said, man, the way that this league is financially now, we don't damn know how they're going. Because, I think, me personally, with the uptick of all these quarterback contracts, it's kind of thrown a lot of these teams out of whack and making folks have to make business decisions for real.
Yeah.
We just literally saw 2 of the 3 quarterbacks that just got paid this offseason literally out for the season.
Oh yeah. Nobody wants Daniel Jones on their financial ledger, that's for sure.
Right. But we got about 10 more minutes here, man. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a little bit of fun here. Don, go ahead and lead us off with the fun questions, because I know you want to ask some stuff.
All right. So we need to ask about, so you're a Bears fan. We had a conversation before we went on the air. So who's your favorite Bears player of all time?
Oh, easy. Number 34. Sweetness. Walter Payton.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Roll bounce. Where's the all time? But
best running back ever, in my opinion.
Okay.
No.
Not a lot of. I know there'll be blowback to it, but I'm definitely biased. Yeah, he's legit.
Hey, you ain't getting no argument from me. I'll tell you
that.
You ain't getting no argument from me.
Jew, who's yours?
Jew.
Oh man, the Bears had a lot of. I'll have to go defense because to me that's the Bears' roots. I'll have to say Brian Urlacher, just from my time of watching the Chicago Bears. Brian Urlacher was one of those guys that was a game changer. Helped lead that team to the Super Bowl. Was one of those guys that kind of neutralized Michael Vick. If we remember those games that we went up against the Chicago Bears, and he was just a different beast. That dude was special. Brian Urlacher was special. Outside of Ray Lewis, to me, he was a guy that was a first team All-Pro, pretty much year in and year out, first ballot Hall of Famer. So for me, I'll have to go with Brian Urlacher. That dude to me was the face of the franchise as a linebacker. So he was special, man.
Great guy. He's been on our show. Real fun guy to talk to, and just he's got a different outlook on some things and doesn't watch football as much as you think that he would nowadays. But yeah, he was a ton of fun to watch for sure.
Okay. Hey, somebody said, "Wow, Urlacher over Buckets." Hey, man, we didn't watch. We didn't watch Buckets like that. Like you said, he's only going off of what he's seen. So hey, panties in a bunch, y'all. Like you said, we're working on it now. We're working on it.
Yeah, I'm only 34. I ain't see Dick Buckets play.
I'm old, but not that old. I didn't watch him yet.
How the hell are we supposed to see Dick Buckets? How was 2 years? Be tripping, man.
Rainbows were in black and white when Dick Buckus was playing. That's so long ago.
I'm telling you.
Exactly. Hey man, but it's all love, man. It's all love. Hell, like I said, at the end of the day, man, we all when we be asking these questions right here, we all learn about history of other teams as well as our own. So, hey man, that's the purpose of it. And we got Gun Geek with another one.
Oh yeah,
another 199 Sutre said Devin Hester is his. Okay,
get him in the Hall of Fame, please.
I have one. It's a unique guy though. You probably wouldn't, but Mike Brown was a guy that I he was always in the right place at the right time and just a solid safety. So for me, I like to watch him. Obviously, y'all want to say Devin Hester, but that's way too easy being that he played for the Bears and the Falcons. So I like Mike Brown.
Love that choice.
Oh Lord, you talk about I call him the bright spot, because that bug will light you up.
Yeah. If he could have stayed healthy, I still think the Bears beat the Colts in the Super Bowl that year, but we were without Tommy Harris and Mike Brown.
So. Well, mine's is I remember that 2001 season that y'all had. When y'all had
better not say you better not say David Terrell.
Listen. No, I'm not. Listen, that 2001 season, y'all had Dick Geron as y'all head coach.
Yep.
And like, man, it just y'all just didn't show up for the Eagles that year, man.
Oh, I know.
My guy, and he was a good running back for you guys. A-Train, Anthony Thomas.
Yep, Michigan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I can forgive you for that. I thought if you was gonna say David Terrell, I was gonna we was gonna have some arguments, right?
Anthony Thomas, like he, come on now. Anthony Thomas, he was Rookie of the Year that year.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been. There's no way he should have gotten it over LT, but yeah,
But hey, man, come on, Anthony Thomas, man, he did a lot for y'all, man.
He did. Yeah, no, he was a lot of fun for sure.
A-Train.
Peanut,
Hey, I'm about to say, look, I'm about to say, man, y'all better put some respect on the original Adrian Peterson now. I know he didn't do much. but that bud, hey, they had some good backs at that time anyway. Well,
exactly.
Georgia Southern, yeah.
Exactly. Hey, Vincent Moore with the $2 super chat said Peanut Tillman. Oh yeah, the father of the peanut punch. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
But I got one here. This one's gonna be, y'all gonna probably be surprised when I say this one. I'm gonna say Olin Cruz.
Oh yeah.
Well, I love Olin Cruz. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good one. Oh boy.
Because like you said, when around that time, the staple, and like you said, I don't know how the hell that he didn't punch Res Grossman in the face just because consistent, but like, if you're talking about a stalwart staple on the offensive line, like you said, we had ours in Mud Duck, but Olin Cruz for a certain period of time, one of the best centers in the game.
Absolutely.
Oh, I have another one.
It was him and Kevin Mawai. They were usually like the best centers in the game around that time. But he wasn't giving up nothing.
I have another one for you. Anybody remember old Roberto Garza? He was another guy that I love. Just
played with no ACL ligament.
Yeah. I mean, he was drafted by the Falcons, but I followed his career back to Chicago, and like I said, he's just a tough, hard-nosed guy. I love watching him play.
Oh yeah. No, good call on Olin though. Yeah, we've another guy that we've had on our show 5 or 6 times at this point, and just a lot of fun. And you want to talk about no nonsense? That's a dude that will tell you right to your face whatever's on his mind. So you got to respect him for that.
Okay.
So you live in New York. Have you ever been to a Bears game in Chicago?
Not in Chicago, no. Believe it or not, I've been to we have TTNL tailgate parties in Chicago where, unfortunately, I've missed out. 2 years ago, my son was diagnosed with cancer at 10 years old, so
Oh man, I'm
was
sorry. Man.
dealing with that. He's doing great now. He beat it. So I had to miss that game, and then the following year, believe it or not, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. So it was two years in a row there. I had to miss out on both tailgates that we put on there in Chicago. So we'll be back. We'll be back there next year, no matter what happens. But no, I being in Chicago for the Bears, no. But yeah, I've been to others for sure.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time getting over that Alabama hat though.
Yeah, me too, man. Especially, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Michigan fan, so
I'm sorry. That's fine.
I'm sorry to you. What you mean?
Wow.
I'm sorry to you. Look, we gonna take care of business New Year's Day.
You better hope so. You sound a lot more nervous than I do.
Oh, trust me, I'm not nervous, man. I believe in my Wolverines.
You should be. You should be, man. No, it's going to be a good game. I'm a huge Jim Harbaugh guy. I hope he's I don't think it's probably going to happen, but I do hope he's the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. It's his dream job. But no, I hope.
He ain't even Michigan.
I think if there's one team that he would leave him for, I think it's Chicago. But
I don't think he's going back to the NFL, man. It's just so much controversy and stuff going on. He had the opportunity to leave after the 21 season, and like he just said that he's not leaving Ann Arbor. He's gonna stay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. No, I'm just talking shit with you about Michigan. They're a great team. JJ McCarthy can be a problem for Alabama. If you're going to beat Alabama, and it's been this way forever, you have to have the ability to make some plays downfield with your arm against their secondary.
But people overlooking our defense, though, man.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
Historically good.
Yeah, no, I get it, and it goes back to it's going to come down, giving Nick Saban time to figure things out, and it's been a different Alabama year. I was not a big believer in Jalen Milroe heading into the season. He got benched, and then they brought him back. Right afterwards, they did that once before with Jacob Coker and came back and won the national title that year. But Milroe, and I'm glad to see him coming back for next year. I think he needs it, and give him another year. I think he made himself a ton of money draft wise by staying. But no, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a real good game. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was asking about the Chicago because I'm like, man, we got fans going up there to the game. They're gonna be cold for sure, but I've been to Chicago before a few times, and man, like that's like the best food city.
I knew it was coming. I was wondering if we were gonna get through one show without this.
We're not. Like I just love like the Chicago hot dogs, the pizza. The pizza's better. Chicago's pizza is better than the New York pizza. I don't care what anybody say. I will go to war with that.
Yeah. Are you talking deep dish or are you talking tavern style in Chicago?
We're talking about deep dish.
Oh no. See, now I think you're a crazy Michigan fan for
sure.
Man.
No.
Let me get my teeth ready, y'all. Hold on.
Look, I've been to New York City before, and yes, y'all got some good pizza too. Like I've been to, like it was like I forgot what it was at, but it was I forgot the name of it. It's near the UN center, United Nations headquarters.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, that was the best pizza I had in the city. I forgot the name.
I'll tell you what. Me being a New York guy, my buddy Phil Atoshin that I started this network, TTNL network with, he's a Connecticut guy, and he used to tell me how good pizza was in New Haven, Connecticut, and I'd always give him grief about it. Well, we went down there. I took my family down, and we went and did the New Haven run, and it is the best pizza I've ever had in my life. I don't know.
Connecticut. To be real with you, Connecticut is like I call it like the sixth borough.
Yeah, yeah, but it's legit. I don't know if you guys watch the pizza reviews that Portnoy does, but he even admitted that New Haven, Connecticut's the pizza capital of the world, and there's 4 of them just in walking distance right there, and it is amazing.
DM me the place, man. DM me that person, the pizza review guy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I like to watch it night before I go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, I know I've had deep dish plenty of times. It's good. It's just not something that I want all the time. I'll take a thin crust New York pie all day over
But
it.
you gotta try it in Chicago. If you try that,
Oh, I have. I've had it. Yeah, Dave Kaplan from ESPN is real good friends with us, and his wife is involved in all of that. I don't want to say too much about what she does, but yeah, she's one of the biggest deep dish pizza places out there. And
Can I say? I want to say something real quick.
go ahead.
This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I just want to. I just have to say this, but my girl just responded to me, and I'm talking about Alicia Fox. I'm so look. I'm so happy right now. I'm so
Hey,
freaking happy.
go ahead.
Alicia Fox just responded to Mad Mike. So my life, all right, I got one more wish. All right, I got one more wish. And I want to, if you had one wish, all right, if you had one wish, what would that be? That one wish that you have to have and you have to have it.
we be best friends.
Man, go to sleep, bro. Just go to sleep.
Hey, you said one. If I had one wish, like I'm singing the lyrics of the Ray J song.
Go to sleep.
Well, your ass over here, boy. That boy had a Beavis and Butthead moment.
Y'all have no idea how much I love. I'm insane about Alicia Fox. Y'all have no man. I love some Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox just hit me.
Yeah,
we gonna score.
yeah, man. But I think this gonna be a good game come Sunday, for sure. So like it's like y'all in our way of playoff hopes, but also y'all it's like y'all playing on respect right now.
Yeah, I think their playoff percentage. If they would have beat Cleveland, it would have been a different story because they would have been, if they could have won out. If they could have got that Cleveland game, they would have been going to Green Bay with the playoffs on the line. But now I think it's like 1% chance and like some crazy, situations beyond that. So it's not happening. But again, as much as I'm not a fan of the coaching staff, the guys are going out there every week. They're not laying down. They're playing hard. And any way you want to slice that, that's a credit to the coaching staff because we know, with 2 weeks left in a season, if you're not buying into what the coach is trying to feed you, some guys tend to tap out and start looking towards the offseason. That's not happening in Chicago, and especially on defense.
Okay.
I got a quick question for our guests before we move any further. So I
Sure.
heard you talking about Caleb Williams. So
Yep.
if you were to keep your same coaching staff, do you think on your staff you guys have the right adequate coaches that can develop Caleb
No.
Williams?
Oh, that's a good question.
No,
Great
that's why I'm starting anew and starting fresh. Yeah, 100%. Because the Bears have been down this road multiple times. You go back to when you guys brought up Rex Grossman's name. They drafted him, Dick Geron's, going into his final year. So you had a rookie quarterback with a lame duck coaching staff for 1 year. Then you go into when they had Jay Cutler, and then went out and hired John Fox. Rather than moving on that, Jay Cutler was with John Fox for a year, and then they went out and they drafted Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky was with John Fox for a year. Then they went out and they drafted Justin Fields, and he was with Matt Nagy for 1 year, and then you switched it over. So if they go out and draft Caleb Williams and Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy are here, to me it's a lame duck situation, and you're repeating history again.
All right. In the second part of my question, Kay, I'm sorry, is
go
who would you want as your head coach? Like if you could pick, like if you were the GM, who would you go after? Would you go after an offensive minded head coach?
I would not. To me, it would. I brought up the name. To me, if I had my if I had my wish, I'm throwing the bag at Harbaugh. 100%, because I think that day one he comes here and he answers. You're going to say to him, "What do you want to do at quarterback?" And he's going to tell you one of two things. He's going to say, "Justin Fields is 24 years old. I feel like I can move forward with him and fix his flaws," or he's going to say, "You give me Caleb Williams, I'll get him to where he needs to be, and we'll win Super Bowls in Chicago." So he's going to answer that day one. He's a Bear. He's a drafted by the Bears. He knows the way that the ownership has been here in Chicago. He knows where the skeletons are hidden. He's a guy that when the owner comes down and, openly says to fans, "I'm not a football guy. I'm just a fan." Well, guess what, asshole? Your father was your grandfather was George Halas. I need you to know a little bit about football.
Yeah.
Harbaugh would say to him, go up into your office. You let me worry about this down here. I'll get you wins on the football field. You just go up
that's
there.
Why the NFL ranked him off, because like he is like a Rex Ryan type of coach, no nonsense. Yep. Leave me the fuck alone. Let me coach my team.
And that's what they need in Chicago. We have a swag shop over at TTNL, and that people love, and one of our biggest sellers. It's called Performance Over Politics, and that has reigned supreme in Chicago. Political issues, draft status, who's making the money, those things have played a key part in how the Chicago Bears have done their business moving forward. And you guys know, listen, I'm sure you see it in Atlanta over the years. Just because there's a guy that's making money, if he's getting outplayed every single week on the field by an undrafted free agent, guess what? Get your ass off the field. You can make your money right over here on your best, with your best friend sitting on the bench. The guy that's going to be going out there giving the effort week in and week out, he's going to be playing. Performance over politics. It should happen more in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So kind of going off of what you asked on the question, I'd say we make this the last question of the night. So as we're looking at, I know I ain't trying to get too far ahead on this draft thing like that. So if they decide to stick with Justin Fields and give him that chance and stuff like that, what do you see the Bears doing with those draft picks? Or do you see anybody that's an alternative for number one overall?
Well, I think if they're so there's they will not, if they are staying with Justin. So that's let's just say that they've decided Justin is our future and we're going to invest in him. They will not draft number one. Okay. They will put a big neon for sale sign out there. And if you think that they got a lot of compensation, like what they got from Carolina last year, they got 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, and DJ Moore. It will pale in comparison to what they would get this year at number one, just because of Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is far and away a better prospect than Bryce Young was last year. Not close at all. To me, he's far and away the best prospect in this draft, quarterback-wise. And I think in any trade down, the starting point is 3 first rounders. Minimal. And probably a player. So that's where you're starting. And the Bears, I mean, you can go you can get a running, you could go get a running mate like Dallas Turner to pair with Montez Sweat in any trade down scenario. You can go out and Marvin Harrison Jr., if the Bears were staying there, which they're not going to stay at one if they're keeping Justin, I think that would be their guy. But you can trade down. You can still, I'm a big Malik Neighbors fan. So that's a dude that could come in and make some noise. And then you have the 2 offensive tackles and Joe Alt from Notre Dame and Olu Fashanu from Penn State. So they're going to have tons of options. End of the day, it's all going to start with what they do at quarterback.
Yeah, I honestly think y'all going to keep Justin Fields, and y'all going to probably pick up the best offensive lineman in the draft, and y'all may also get the best defensive end pass rusher in the draft.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
think
they could.
You know, fortify y'all trenches. You know, y'all have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and they're gonna be pushing around 90 once they make their moves in free agency, and they'll cut Cody Whitehair, they'll cut Eddie Jackson. That'll free about another 14 million. So then that's going to push them up to about around 86 to 89 or 86 to 90 million available in free agency. And that's, before you even get to the draft. So the Bears have the ability, they have the money, and they're going to have the war chest of draft picks to make some noise no matter what direction they go.
Man, that sounds like a cocaine binge, man. All them damn picks, man. Like, what the hell? Like, how the hell you
Yeah.
gonna have like 5, 6 first round picks?
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's
that's how you hustle, boy. You got to hustle them out.
Oh, you have to listen. I said this last year on air. I said Ryan Poles has to be an assassin in any, because I don't know if you guys know this, the Bears Carolina deal was originally going to be a 3-way trade. Chicago was at 1. They were going to trade with Houston at number 2. So the Bears were going to go from 1 to 2. Houston was going to give up a first-round draft pick to move up 1 spot. Chicago was going to go to number 2. Then Chicago was going to go from number 2 down to number 9 with Carolina. Houston got cold feet. Houston was going to take Bryce Young, number 1 overall.
Good thing
Carolina was going to move up from 9 to 2 to take C.J. Stroud. Carolina was on the phone with Chicago. Houston got cold feet. On March 10th, Chicago and Carolina consummated the deal without Houston. Things would look a lot different in the NFL if that trade went through.
The Houston won. Between Houston and Carolina, Houston won their draft.
Oh yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Boy, y'all finagled the hell out of their Carolina with that.
Yeah.
Well, Bryce Young, that's great.
Finagled them.
And I'm an Alabama guy. Have been my entire life, and there is not a chance in hell I would have touched Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud. I said that live, and that's solely based on frame. I mean, when I had to laugh when they said that he weighed in, at 204 pounds at the NFL.
Come on, man.
That dude drank 25 gallons of water the night before. 100%. There's no way. He played at 176 at Alabama all day long.
Yeah.
Lord, little Rudy playing quarterback. Oh, yeah, Lord.
Right.
But yeah, man, y'all finagle, boy. Y'all finagle Carolina out that thing, man. I was like, boy, y'all need to write a book on that, bro. That's crazy.
And that's if they do decide to stay with Justin, there's going to be. I mean, there was people were talking about, would Vegas get involved, or maybe the Commanders, or because Caleb Williams is from DC, so they're gonna have plenty of options. I just think if they've decided to move on from Justin, I think that's Caleb Williams or
I'm hearing rumors. I'm glad you brought up the Commanders. I done heard rumors that they may end up firing Ron Rivera.
Oh yeah,
and promoting Eric Bieniemy as a head coach.
Yeah, it's I don't know who they're gonna promote, but yeah, I mean Rivera's gonna 100% be a goner from Washington. Yep.
Yeah. Well, this Monday coming up, or the next Monday after that, you're gonna see a lot of coaches gonna pretty much be in the acts. So
yep, I hope it starts in Chicago. So we'll see what happens.
Look, I'm about to say, if it get to a point that badly where you have a LA Chargers moment where the team literally quit on the damn coach, you got a problem right there.
Yep.
But I will say one thing though. One draft pick y'all had that kind of disappointed me, and that Tevin Jenkins can't stay healthy.
When Tevin is healthy, he's the best offensive lineman on there, and then he's been better this year. But he got that he's in concussion protocol right now. But when he's on the field and he's playing, he's the best offensive lineman that the Bears have, and I'm talking over Darnell Wright, any of those guys. And Darnell Wright's a an excellent prospect. But Tevin, yeah, that's been his number one issue is health. Can't make the club in the tub, as they say.
We got a $1.99 super chat from Muhammad Elmi. He said, "Shout out to everybody. Hey man, we appreciate it. Hey, like everybody from the TTNL family, man, give a thumbs up for the show. Let us know what you think on the show, man. Hey man, this has actually been one hell of a show, informative and
Absolutely.
and less chaotic, and not chaotic at all, which is pretty good. But hey man, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. We definitely appreciate your people coming in on. So let you go ahead and plug yourself one more time for the AFN family over here, so they can go ahead and support you. Go ahead.
Absolutely, yeah. Everything that we do is over at the Tape Never Lies Network. It's TTNL. We have about a little over 15,000 subscribers there on our YouTube channel. We have a Patreon channel that we do exclusive breakdowns of all 22. We show the good and the bad and the ugly. My guy DDP, best in the biz at doing that. But we have former Bears on each and every week. We have Bears beat reporters on every week on our open show every Wednesday night on TTNL, keeping it 100. 8:30 East, we go live. It's usually about a 3-hour show, but we're a lot like you guys. We may be talking football, and then we might end up talking pizza for 45 minutes and not even realize where the time went.
Boy, this type of show, this show go anywhere.
Yeah,
That's why I say that.
That's what makes it interesting, though, because it's I love football more than anybody, but it's fun to switch it up a little bit. But no, we do it all, and we do a lot of work in the off season. We go pick to pick with the draft. We draft week. We did this past year. We did 47 hours of live coverage of the draft. So we have it wall to wall. We have it all broke down for our fans, and we got about 800 patrons that pay every week to see our exclusive content. So it's definitely a labor of love, but we bust our ass and put a lot into it.
Hey man, that's much respect on that, man. Like I said, I'll definitely give a shout out to you people coming through, man. Like I said, y'all done made the chat pretty fun over here. I'm sitting here looking at y'all talking trash over here. It is all fun.
I see it. I definitely see it.
But yeah, like you said, hey, our people over here, they up with the smoke too. So it's all good. But got a couple more super chats. So Karen Franklin says, "Shouts out, great show." And we got Muhammad with another one. He said, "Tell them about the 100 crew."
Absolutely, yeah. That's our like I said, our main show on Wednesday nights is keeping it 100, and off of that, they started the 100 crew. That's the diehards. That's a lot of the guys that are in the chat, and it's my guy Mo there. He's our big Jackson Smith and Jigba fan, even though he's a Bears fan. He's probably smiling right now with me saying that. So yeah, we love Mo.
And the reason we don't do score predictions around here because they're even on the games we won, I done missed out on every last one.
Oh yeah.
So look, I don't like looking stupid. You're not gonna get me to look dumb.
All right. I mean, I'm thinking the Carolina game, we win at least about 24 to damn 10. It ended up being a 9-7 loss. We look like
nah, we good.
I don't want people to be putting their money on games and all of a sudden coming back.
Yeah, I don't want them blaming me for picking them. Nope, you didn't get that from me. Absolutely not.
But hey, man, like you said, at the end of the day, both of these teams got something to play for. Yeah. Whether it be pride, whether it be positioning for next year, hell, they probably playing for a new regime.
Yep.
At the end of the day, y'all, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in to the heavy hitters. As we always say, subscribe to the heavy hitters if you haven't. Make sure you leave a thumbs up. We're gonna have a 6-man combo tomorrow. And until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell up out of here, Muhammad. I see you represent that school in Ohio, but go Blue, 3 in a row.
This
Man, and the dang gonna show, man. I got time.
man, this boy throwing up the Michigan symbol like he's throwing up a Crip set or something. Boy. Like, wait, what you said?
Oh boy.